The illusion of perfection, a deep dive into self-deception. We've all encountered them. The person who strides through life as if their moral compass points due north, who paints themselves as the epitome of decency and integrity. They wear their perfection like a badge of honour, always doing the right thing and basking in the admiration they so desperately crave. But beneath this shiny veneer lies something far more complex and far less admirable. These individuals work tirelessly to maintain an image of niceness, not just to others, but to themselves. It's an exhausting charade because deep down, they know the truth. They are not the flawless beings they claim to be. This awareness gnaws at them, driving their need to convince everyone, especially themselves, that they are good, kind, and righteous. It's their mask of niceness. The façade they construct is meticulous. They perform acts of kindness loudly. They offer unsolicited advice, masking condescension as concern. They never miss an opportunity to project their moral superiority onto others, highlighting flaws while carefully concealing their own. But their so-called perfection often comes at a cost. Relationships with them feel hollow, transactional even. Everything they do has an undertone of self-interest. Their kindness is currency spent in exchange for admiration, validation, or leverage. It's their shadow within. Behind closed doors, or even just beneath the surface, the cracks in their character begin to show. Their kindness turns into manipulation. Their moral judgments often serve as weapons to shame and control others. And if someone dares to question their motives, they retaliate with indignation, acting as if their very identity has been attacked. The truth is, these individuals are not driven by a genuine desire to be good. They are driven by fear. Fear of being seen for who they really are, fear of losing control, and fear of confronting the darkness within themselves. They're only fooling themselves. Perhaps the saddest part is how hard they work to fool themselves. They rewrite their narratives to justify their actions, ignoring the harm they cause, or rationalizing it as necessary for the greater good. They become their own greatest fans, perpetuating a cycle of self-delusion. But deep down, in those quiet moments of introspection, they feel the weight of their lies. No amount of external praise can erase the nagging voice that whispers, "You are not who you pretend to be." Breaking the illusion. It's possible for these individuals to break free, but it requires a level of honesty they've spent a lifetime avoiding. It means admitting their flaws, facing the harm they've caused, and letting go of the need to control how others perceive them. For the rest of us, it's a reminder to look beyond the mask. True goodness isn't loud or performative. It's quiet, humble, and often messy. It comes from a place of authenticity, not desperation. So the next time you meet someone who insists on their perfection, take a step back. Ask yourself what lies beneath their need to prove it. And remember, the nicest people rarely feel the need to tell you they're nice.
You walk in the room with a saintly glow, perfect smile putting on a show. Every word so sweet, so kind, but there's a storm you're trying to hide. You point your finger, but it's just a shield. The cracks in your mirror will soon be revealed. You act like you're better, like you're so divine, but deep inside you're crossing the line. Behind the mask they wear, there's a darker side, a truth they bury, a pain they hide. They fool the world, but they can't escape. The shadow whispers calling their name. Kindness for credit, a smile for applause, a careful illusion that hides the flaws. They preach their virtue, they play their part, but there's venom pumping in their heart. They tell themselves it's all for good, rewrite the story until it's understood. But in the quiet, when no one's near, their reflection is what they fear. Behind the mask they wear, there's a darker side, a truth they bury, a pain they hide. They fool the world, but they can't escape. The shadow whispers calling their name. They tell themselves it's all for good, rewrite the story until it's understood. But in the quiet, when no one's near, their reflection is what they fear. Behind the mask they wear, there's a darker side, a truth they bury, a pain they hide. They fool the world, but they can't escape. The shadow whispers calling their name. The lies get heavy, the cracks will grow, the truth like water will overflow. No applause will silence that sound when the walls they build come crashing down. Behind the mask they wear, there's a darker side, a truth they bury, a pain they hide. They fool the world, but they can't escape. The shadow whispers calling their name. So drop the mask, let the world see the mess, the flaws, the humanity. There's no redemption in playing pretend. The truth is worth